What's going on, people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video we'll be counting down the top 5 pistols in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Pistols started out as the dominant weapon class and still remain that way today, and I'll be showcasing the best of them. I'll be letting you know where you can get each one, explain what their unique effects are, and how you can increase their damage. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to, or you could even follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what your favourite pistol is and which class you'd like to see counted down next, and let's crack into it. We open this countdown of the top 5 pistols in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands with the Queen's Cry, a Stoker pistol that can only come in Frost, and has an increased chance to drop from the maker, but you'll have more joy at the pistol buff bunnies. The Queen's Cry isn't your typical weapon, scaling not off gun damage but spell damage, which makes for some interesting opportunities. It fires either 1 or 2 rounds per shot, consuming 2 or 3 ammo, and the ×2 variant is definitely the one to aim for. It doesn't just fire ice cold rounds, as there's a chance on hit for it to call down a frozen meteor which crashes into your target, dealing area damage. They're both a blessing and a curse, increasing its overall DPS, but also occasionally downing you, so be wary when using it in close ranges. Because it scales off spell damage, using the Buffmeister or equipping rings and armor and speccing into skills that boost spell damage is how you can make this weapon shine, making it the perfect weapon for the Archmage of Winterhold. If you build for it, you'll find plenty of joy within this gun. Now for the Ludite, a world drop Torg pistol that can come in all the elements, including none, and you'll have the best time farming one from the Chaos Chamber buff bunnies. The Ludite comes with the typical Torg impact and sticky modes, with sticky the one you should use as is typical for Torg. And if you need help remembering, just ask yourself what is maple syrup. It fires either 1, 2 or 3 gyrojets per shot, consuming 1, 2 or 3 ammo. I tend to favour the ×2 variant. It's a gun made for bossing, but its quick fire rate and reload speed make it a machine while mobbing too. Its damage comes purely from its stuck gyrojet bonus, which increases the power of each one by a huge 35% for everyone stuck to your target. Stick enough then and you'll see it rip big chunks out of your enemy's health bar each time you reload. It doesn't just fire regular explosives, but explosive tipped crossbolts, which have its scaling damage based on both the gyrojet and stuck crossbolt bonus. You can also take advantage of that by equipping a Barbolode amulet, which you can use to 1-mag practically every boss. Mag size is key to its damage, and if you're good at stacking stickies, nothing will get in your way. Moving on to the Gluttony, a Fearknot pistol that can only come in dark magic and has an increased chance to drop from Droll the Troll. You fight around here in Queen's Gate. The Gluttony is the prime example of where Fearknot shines the brightest, as using this gun traditionally is nothing compared to what happens each time you reload. Throwing it away in disgust at its lack of damage will see you pleasantly surprised at the whirlwind of destruction you summoned. Each reload summons a dark magic dagger storm at the point of impact, which sucks enemies in and ravages their health bar. Both inside and outside the eye of the storm are danger zones, as daggers fly out at unsuspecting enemies. They last for 6 seconds and scale their damage based on how much ammo was left in the magazine, making high mag Gluttonies the ones to aim for. You may be concerned at the fact that each reload sets your health to halfway if you're above that mark, but it comfortably leeches health back, making it difficult to go down. It's just as deadly against bosses, rapidly draining their health bar within a few short reloads, making it a fantastic gun across the board. Time now for the Fearknot, a Fearknot pistol which can come in all the elements and drops from the world, making the pistol buff bunnies a great farm option, but you should also check vending machines. When it comes to Fearknots, the reload is what makes it what it is, and although you can deal some heavy damage with lightning strikes, the Pixie Companions is where its peak power lies. Reloading will see a little pixie conjure in the sky, which will hunt down enemies and deal some amazing damage if you let it. The key thing here is that those floating pixies scale off spell damage as well as companion damage, which grants a lot of outlets for you to plug damage into. Spell shots and Graveborns will see them supercharged, overwhelming enemies with an onslaught of fairy nightmares. The spawn count used to be capped at 3, but now it's tripled in size to 9, allowing you to cover the sky with them, and boosts to reload speed will help with that. Out of all the Pixie Companions, Fearknots fire the quickest and reload the fastest, resulting in the highest overall DPS, and will make sure nothing stands in your way. Before number 1 reveals itself, let's dive into some honourable mentions. First up, the Head Cannon, a unique non-elemental pistol manufactured by Torque. It can only be obtained by completing the quest Armageddon Distracted, which you can start in Usulgrol Necropolis. Once completed, it can also be found in vending machines. The Head Cannon is a gun that lacks the traditional Torgue explosive power until you land a critical. Doing so will trigger an explosion almost as deadly as it is colourful, making it 1.5 times more deadly. It is one of the most powerful single shot weapons in the game and will reward you well for landing criticals. The Stabmancers from the shadows can help with that, and boost to area damage will serve well too. The next honourable mention I have for you is the Auto Magic EXE, a weapon manufactured by Stoker and can only come in all the elements. It has an increased chance to drop from Banshee. You fight around here in Weep Wild Dankness. The Auto Magic EXE fires 3 to 4 tracer rounds per shot at a steady pace and consumes 2 to 3 ammo. It isn't the most accurate weapon, best used in close ranges, but you can make use of its underbarrel tracker darts to have its rounds home into your targets from far away. If you land all it has to offer, it'll cut through enemies rapidly and can be improved even more through boost to reload speed and fire rate. The last honourable mention I have for you is the Masterwork Handbow. This one's manufactured by Black Powder and has an increased chance to drop from Captain Jack Swallow, who you fight around here in the overworld. The Masterwork Handbow is a gun with a particular set of skills, which if they gel with yours, make it a match made in heaven. Getting worth from this gun is all about landing crits, as its single bullet is returned to your magazine as 6 rounds violently ricochet into unsuspecting opponents. Combine it with From the Shadows or give it to the one who never misses and it will carve up mobbing arenas effortlessly. It's not a gun for every build, but it shines brightly when given the chance, and it's the best exponent if you're into crit swapping. Number 1, and who's on top? It's the Ruby Spite, another pistol that can only come in Dark Magic. It has an increased chance to drop from Monstrous Shroom. You fight after completing the Ancient Obelisk around here in Weep Wild Dankness. The Ruby Spite is a gun that feels lackluster at first, firing 3 widespread horizontal rounds in a slow 2-shot burst with absolutely no delay between bursts. Get that first kill under your belt though and you'll be an unstoppable force, firing twin bursts which home into enemies and decimate packs. No aiming required, just turn, shoot and job done. That effect lasts for 5 seconds, allowing you to comfortably chain kills and have it active forever. To get peak damage from it, you'll want to switch zoom levels, which increase its damage by a massive 190%. I don't know why that is, but using a magnifying glass on damage numbers does make them bigger. It also fires crossbolts, which increase either its melee or weapon damage by 3% for each one stuck in your target, and you should aim for weapon damage there. Its effect lends it to be seriously effective while mobbing, but if you can activate it in bossing arenas, it's just as deadly there, and a gun everyone should have. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned of the top 5 pistols in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. If you did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.